Hey everyone, I am Dr. Joseph, and here we are. It's Monday, and we're doing our study and chill series for CISSP. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I hope everyone, especially on the East Coast here, pretty much all over, honestly, but I know on the East Coast, kind of got slammed with snow recently, and we're getting some real bad cold weather. So I hope everyone's staying warm. And again, what's a better thing to do than get some studying in while you stay inside. Steve, I see you getting
What's good,
situated.
Dr. J? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
All right, all right. All right, go ahead and get us set up here. Do 30 questions tonight.
Which deck are you doing tonight?
Say that again.
Which deck? Which vendor? I know you're doing
Oh,
CISSP, but
pocket.
which
Yeah,
quantum or
this
what?
pocket. Yeah, let's do pocket prep.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me share my screen.
Oh, nigga,
Uh,
Aldi.
all D.
Yep, I'm here.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Everything going good.
All right. All right.
Can you make it bigger for my old eyes?
Yeah.
All right,
What's
I gotta
that?
take.
All right. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Question one. All right. Kerberos is an authentication protocol that employs the use of which of the following? So first thing coming to my mind is tickets,
I was gonna say tickets.
tokens. No. Yeah, this should be tickets. Yeah. Yeah. It uses a series of tickets to authenticate users, clients, and to provide access to network resources using Kerberos. Clients obtain tickets from the KDC or the Key Distribution Center and present those tickets to network resources when access requests are made. So Kerberos uses symmetric encryption, like the advanced encryption standard, to secure and verify the ticket's authenticity. All right, a CISO has been informed by a cybersecurity analyst that malware was detected on a workstation. The malware has operated for approximately 1 week and has been calling out to a command and control server, setting up proprietary and customer related information. So, this malware was found in a new software product that is popular in the cybersecurity industry. The CISO insists the matter should be remediated internally and the vendor should be informed immediately. The cybersecurity analyst agrees, but also informs friends who are employed at other companies about the matter. So, what principle has the cybersecurity analyst most likely violated?
Responsible disclosure.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Responsible disclosure look like to me.
Yeah,
You got to get a vendor a chance to make updates or due
Yeah.
diligence.
right. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Excuse me. Wow. Responsible disclosure is the act of disclosing a vulnerability in a timely manner to the vendor. So, in this instance, the reporting party must provide a reasonable time frame for the vendor to address the vulnerability before telling anyone. So, failure to do so may result in word spreading before a patch can be distributed, putting the company's reputation and fellow customers at risk. So, for example, telling people about a vulnerability in a product owned by many people will put these owners at a risk of a cyber attack if that knowledge falls into the wrong hands. All right, which of the following supports threat modeling, identifying elements to underlying threats? Um, I'm looking at alpha.
I'm looking at alpha too. Reduction
Yeah,
analysis.
reduction
Yeah,
analysis.
I would take out Charlie, definitely Charlie and Delta.
Yeah. B, deep provision
Actually,
is like,
take out all three. Deep
yeah.
provision is something that you do in HR.
No, not really. It's just to get rid of resources.
Yeah,
It can be technical too, like cloud, like spend out EC2s or S3s.
Yeah, so when it comes to deprovisioning, that's the deactivation or revocation of a user account. So the deprovisioning process is a subset typically completed during the offboarding process. So I get what you're saying, Aldi. Yeah, it could be looked at as I guess, a HR control or HR function, but
yeah.
uh, I guess to Steve's point, I don't think it solely stays within there, but I think that's probably where your mind goes with that. All right, Dwayne is the security manager for a hospital. He's monitoring key risk indicators of the following, which is not a KRI.
B.
I want to say B.
Key risk
Increase in
indicator.
average server ticket time to close.
Because I think Bravo would be more performance, right? That's more
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so
performance in
too.
it, like KPI.
Yeah. It don't
Okay,
increase
so
risk or decrease risk. So I think B would be the best answer.
yeah, increase in system failures, decrease in successful install updates. Yeah, that'd be a risk. Um, Increase in IPS alerts. Yeah, I'll say Bravo. Yep. Yeah. You see, that's more KPI, more of a key performance indicator for something like that. To measuring tickets, things of that nature. That's more of a KPI metric. All right, in the Biba model, the star integrity property refers to which permission? Isn't
I ain't
that
gonna even say
read?
nothing on this.
right.
I don't mess with Bieber.
Yeah,
I think it's right.
the star is right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I mean, or okay, so it's the arrow that's I guess that's like no read.
The reads are simple and the stars are right.
I just remember this is how I remember. I don't know if I'm right, if I got it twisted, but I always remember Bieber was integrity,
It's
and
yeah,
it
Beaver's integrity. Yeah.
so it
Mm-hmm.
prevented like right to change things. I could be wrong, but I don't want to.
So Aldi, you're saying this is you said this is right.
Mm-hmm.
I say right too, but
Well,
Read is
you both are right.
simple.
Yeah. Beaver model, two main rules. So the simple integrity property states a subject cannot read an object at a lower integrity level, but can read an object at a higher integrity level. So that's known as no read down or read up. The star integrity property states that a subject cannot write to an object at a higher integrity level, but can write to an object at a lower integrity level, known as no write up or write down. The Biba model does not include a property for view or check. All right, a software developer wants to ensure that a specific error case is handled appropriately. What type of functionality could the developer implement to achieve the desired outcome?
I hate domain name. Mm.
I think it's code obfuscation. It's like when you throw an error, if it's too verbose, it can give the hacker more information than it needs to, which they can further exploit.
Uh,
I don't know why Delta is sticking out to me because if
It
I'm
could be.
it,
We'll see.
it's vaguely hitting me because like there's some tie with try catch and error handling. I mean I could be wrong because I'm not
Now
100%
let's go to
sure.
try catch. I mean, we gonna learn either way.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yep. It is try catch.
yeah. All right, so yeah, try catch type of error handling logic that lets a developer define exactly how a program responds when an error is encountered. So this helps improve the robustness of their code, but must be implemented with care as logging logic that is too verbose could leak sensitive information. So when we talk about the code obfuscation, so that's making plain text code difficult to read by obfuscating it. It does not directly address how errors or exceptions are handled. Yeah, and I didn't think it was input sanitization.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
I was
compensating.
looking at compensating, but I don't think this was not compensating controls. Sorry, LD, you were saying something?
I said, yeah, I know it wasn't compensating controls.
Yeah. All right. The only cryptography known to be impossible to crack, except by using brute force when correctly implemented, is known as what?
One
I
time
would say
pad.
the
Didn't we
one
use it
That's
time
a
before?
pad.
one-time pad. Yeah. Yeah. Gilbert Vernon. Yeah, he invented the one-time pad. Um, Yeah, so that requires a completely random key that is the same length as the message. Each bit of the message and the key are exclusive or XOR together. So the result in ciphertext is considered unbreakable with pure brute force as long as the key remains secure. So for one-time pad to be implemented, keys cannot be reused and must truly be random. And we have all the requirements there for the one-time pad. All right. Of the following, which best describes a type 2 authentication factor?
It's something you have, so that would be
So
a
that should
smart
be
card.
so
Smart
that should
card.
be a smart card. Yeah. Yes. Smart card is something you have or a type two. Um, yeah, rarely used by themselves, usually combined with other authentication factors for MFA or multi-factor authentication. And something that's type one. So that's a
Hmm.
pin number. Type three is biometrics. That's something you are. All right, so Chris is a security manager for a bank. Has been asked to install a security system that will alarm if it detects a temperature change. Of the following types of intrusion detection systems, which will Chris most likely use?
Wouldn't it be passive infrared?
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
So delta capacitance that uh,
capacitance is usually like if you touch something and it changes the field on the screen. It's capacitance.
wave
But I'm
pattern
torn
is
between
more
either passive
schematic.
infrared or wave pattern. But wave pattern is like motion detection, the way I
yeah,
understood it.
I don't think it's wave pattern.
I think
Yeah.
wave pattern more sound than anything.
It's like, what was that Mission Impossible when he slid down the vent and he was sweating
Mm.
and it and they picked him up.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
reminded me of.
you going back to the first Mission Impossible, yeah.
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 Yeah, I think this is passive.
Passive infrared. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, so the passive infrared or PIR intrusion detection system detects changes in heat. So if a person walks in front of a PIR system, it will detect their body heat and set off the alarm. Yeah, so the wave pattern intrusion detection system that utilizes advanced algorithms to analyze and identify unique wave patterns associated with normal activities. So any deviation from these established patterns triggers alerts, enabling rapid response to potentially security threats. So now, as we were just talking about, sort of capacitance intrusion detection system that employs sensors to measure changes in electrical capacitance caused by alterations in the surrounding environment. So any disturbance, such as an intruder's presence, disrupts the capacitance, triggering alarms for prompt security response. So, yeah. So, Stevie, I think to your point, I think that was an example of a capacitance, detection system with that Mission Impossible reference. And yeah, photoelectric intrusion detection system that employs beams of light to create an invisible barrier. So when an object interrupts the beams, the system detects the disruption and triggers the alarms, providing reliable security against unauthorized access or intrusion. All right, which event would a BCP fail to prepare an organization for?
Uh, Power outage.
Really?
Hold on.
What do you mean,
A
like a
failure of a
single
single
laptop?
Yeah, I'd say alpha.
failure of a single laptop.
Unless you like your business is just you and an AI bot in a laptop.
Yeah, 'cause I think you would. I think with the BCP, you would have contingencies for a long-term power outage, um, tsunami.
That's DRP for
Natural
tsunami.
disasters.
Yeah, but
Um, I think Delta again. That's more of a big. These are large scale disruptions. Failure for a single laptop. I don't think that falls within the scope
yeah.
of that. Yeah, so the BCP helps prepare an organization for various disruptions of critical business processes. So while the failure of the chief executive officer's laptop might seem critical to business at the time, it does not require a BCP.
Oh, my fault. I ain't look at the question.
Bro, that's a big part of this test, man. You gotta look at the
Yeah,
question.
I'm
Like,
looking at the question, but I ain't look at the question.
yeah, yeah. You gotta I believe me, I fall into this trap too. Sometimes I'll quickly go over the question and look at some of the responses. I'm thinking like, okay, boom, that's the answer. Um, but you really guys take your time. I think a lot of folks, are experts when it comes to this to at least examine it once, go through the choices, then go through the question again and make sure that you're now when you start doing your fifty
Yeah,
fifty, you start making your decision for the
Yeah, because you
for
get
your
plenty of
selection.
time. 4 hours is a long time.
Hmm.
You get plenty of time to get 150 questions.
Yeah. All right. Which organization would most likely fall under the category of quantitatively managed within the capability maturity model integration or CMMI?
Mm. This would be a higher order one. I,
quantitatively managed.
I would say it would be B because quantitative and then there's measurements in B. So I think B and measurement coincide.
I will go with B too.
So
Hold up. Using
what about
accurate
I'm looking at
measures.
alpha too.
Yeah,
Could be A. Yeah, measurements.
And trans
it's saying
organization
using
take a
accurate
proactive
measures
approach.
and leading the industry proactive approach. I'm gonna change mine to alpha.
Applying careful measure to the software development and
Yeah, these are the two highest CMMI orders. Uh, one's more mature though. I can't tell the difference, but the accurate is the most mature, which would be A. But I don't know. It's a toss up.
yeah, this one is all right, I'm gonna roll with alpha. Oh,
Ah!
it was Bravo. All right, yeah. So, yeah, so this was Bravo. So, an organization conducting careful measurement of their software development. So that would fall under level 4, which is quantitatively managed. So these organizations are precise with measurements. I know exactly what they need to thrive based on their data. So an inexperienced organization would fall under level 0, be considered incomplete. So as software development is not a regular practice, an organization with basic steps would likely fall under level 2, which is managed. So here there is a basic structure, but not much more. An inexperienced organization that is at least proactive with its approach to software development and lead in the industry through experience and measurement is likely a level 5 or optimized software developer.
So A will be level 5, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I told you they were hand in hand. So it's a little nuance.
Hmm. All right. All right. Which of the following file content types could be compromised by a rainbow table?
Hash.
Hash passwords.
You get the collision, birthday effect.
Yep. Yeah, Rainbow Table contains pre-computed hash values so that correlate to possible password and combinations, enabling an attacker in possession of a hash password file to crack plain text passwords. So Rainbow Tables can be defeated through the use of cryptographic salts, which add a random value to the end of each password before it is hashed. Account permissions, database dumps, memory dumps would not be compromised by a Rainbow Table since none of them contain hash passwords. All right, which of these is an example of a preventative administrative control?
B.
Yeah, B.
Check your credit.
Yeah,
500
back,
you out.
background
Yeah,
checks.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, background checks. They to prevent misconduct in the workplace. They screen for any previous criminal record. Some organizations require a credit check, drug testing, of course, that's going to be included. NDA agreements are also standard when it comes to pre-employment background checks. All right, programmers should not be the only people to test code because they may have a predetermined view of how the testing results should appear. So this principle is classified under which administrative access control?
I would say separation of duties.
Yes.
Because you want somebody with some fresh eyes to look at the code and, don't get the tunnel vision.
Well, I think it's more of not giving one person or a person in that role too much power, um, too much access to do everything that way, because that can introduce, you know, potential fraud and things of that nature.
Yeah,
If
they can create like backdoors and rootkits,
hmm
or they can do like the, shaving off a penny and making a million.
right, yeah, yeah. So that's an example of separation of duties. Yeah, to ensure a different person or department performs functionality and integrity testing of internal software. All right, Nadia is a network administrator and is monitoring endpoint connections to the internet. When endpoints access a particular website, she notices they open dozens of additional connections to various other IP addresses. She's concerned there may be a security implications with this type of behavior. Of the following, what most likely explains why this may happen?
Seems like spyware.
All right, so let me read this again. Endpoints access. They open dozens of additional connections to various other IP addresses. So, but with spyware, would it would it would it do that though?
Yeah, that's how they checking your information. A man in the middle is just a single connection between
Okay.
a client and a server, right? You're just in the middle of the connection. Somehow you may have gotten their secrets and you look like them. But
So
spyware is siphon off your information.
no, that's a great point. Yeah, because that's actually what I was looking at. I was looking at Bravo. I thought this would be an example of man in the middle attack. But yeah, I was thinking this is more in line. But I couldn't make the correlation if that's creating multiple, for this case, for this question or scenario where it's gonna create various or multiple connections to IP addresses. Um,
I could be wrong. I'm just it's based on my own experience. I remember the line wire and the Casa days when you clicked on one of those files and all this stuff start popping up and start stealing your information.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with spyware. I know it ain't CDN.
No, that's for like Netflix.
Well, it was CDN.
it was.
But wait a minute.
How can it be CDN?
Oh, okay, I get it. Cause once they Netflix, literally, when they open a dozen of additional connections to various other IP addresses. So when you open the one to a particular website, let's say you open it to like Netflix, there's
But
many
the
others
content
doing it. Yeah.
content distribution network is like I know where all my customers are, and this is what they like, and I'm going to put all
Yeah.
this stuff in the cloud closer to my customer. That's how I understand CDN. This is I don't know.
I'm reading this again. So it says when
It do reduce latency and download time. So yeah.
yeah, so endpoints access a website. She knows they open dozens of additional connections to various other IP addresses. I so I understand, of course, when it comes to the CDN and how it works is so for Aldi, like your example, you talk about Netflix or any sort of connection that's gonna content and you send it out to multiple areas. 'Cause, I mean, even right now, you could probably say like what I'm doing right now is probably part of a CDN. I'm using uh Riverside platform, and then it's pushing it out to the various other socials that we have. So it's pushing out to other networks. So I guess I didn't look at this more so as well. I think I was looking at this more as an attack than because CDN doesn't necessarily mean she. I mean, I think with this scenario, so Nadia said that she's just concerned that there's not the security issues with this, with using a CDN because they're not properly, security measures weren't properly implemented. But that doesn't mean that a CDN is a bad thing. It's just make sure that you just implemented it securely. That's what how I'm looking at this. So I think my mind was kind of thinking this is more negative, so I'm looking more because these other options there, especially Bravo and Charlie, they're more. I mean, these obviously are attacks. Okay, even it says spyware, and that's why I was a little leery about spyware because it says it doesn't open dozens of connections, just a one
Oh.
But it does though.
for spyware.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'd have to read more into that because
I'm
it
telling you
says
this.
it's software that watches the user's behavior and sends info to the creator, whoever created that spyware application. So it's just going back to that one person. It's not pushing it out everywhere.
I just think the question is wrong. If you look up content delivery, it says the primary function of a CDN is to cache internet content close to the user. That's what I said before I even read this. Reducing the
Mhm.
distance data needs to travel, and hence boosting delivery speed and improving user experience. Think of content delivery network as an invisible backbone of the internet, ensuring smooth and speedy online experience. A CDN interconnects network of servers strategically spread across various geographical locations. It says nothing about opening up all these different pathways as this question suggests.
What about saying when she noticed they opened a dozen of additional connections to
But
various
that's
other
not how
IP
CDN works.
addresses?
I work in the cloud. That's not how it works. You have one dedicated connection, but you either have an application load balancer, which what Netflix use, which is
Oh,
just a fleet of EC2 instances uh, that's processing your digital content, but it don't open up all these different pathways. That's dangerous. I just think that question is wrong, but we can move on.
No, I mean it's good
I'm listening.
it's good discussion.
Yeah, that's a good one because I would never notice that. I really
Yeah, like again, like the way this question was, I was thinking more that this would be more of a negative, um, like more of an attack. The way it was described, because when I think of CDN, I don't necessarily think of CDN as an attack. It's just a more of like an efficiency tool in my mind. Um, well, yeah. All right. When discussing session initiation protocol or SIP or challenge handshake authentication protocol or CHAP, what best describes the role of the nonce?
Don't nudge prevents hash collisions.
No,
Oh, shit, it's something with
I
one.
I believe. Hold on, let me get this. I know it creates randomization. How does it prevent cache? Does it prevent hash collisions?
I'm looking at Bravo.
Removes the need to trace.
No, it's not Bravo. It has nothing to do with cryptography or hiding anything. Is it just adds randomization? Like a hash is going to be a hash no matter what you put in there. It's going to have one output. When you add a nonce, it gives it randomization. Like they'll create like a pseudo random number generator to add to a. I think it's A. I think it prevents hash collisions through randomization.
Oh,
I could be wrong though.
Wait, wow, which
it's a
one?
random number generator. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at it, it's like a random number generator
Yeah, that's what I said. A
variable
nonce is just a
used in
random
cryptography
number that you
software
add
that
to,
creates new.
or you can
What?
like use the mouse movement as your seed, so you can always have a random number added to it. I think it's A, but let's see what it is. Whatever we pick.
And do so with that, do we rule out Delta?
Increasing
I don't think it
also
has to do
based
anything
on the
with
time
replay.
stamp C value.
Prevents hash collisions. Well, we'll see. Let's see what this is.
It was Delta.
So a nonce, yeah, number used once. It's a random number or value generated by the
Oh,
authentication server. Yes, when a client requests to authenticate, the server will reply with the nonce. So this is often called the challenge. The client will combine the nonce with a predefined password and use a hash and algorithm to generate a response. The server will use the same nonce and predefined password to create a hash. If the hash generated by the client and server match, the server will authenticate the client. Each nonce can only be used once and helps prevent replay attacks.
oh, okay. So right pal, wrong end.
Yeah, nonce number
it,
used once.
yeah, it's number used
Right.
one, and it said about the hash to create a hash, but which that what it was in that area with the hash, but we didn't think. Oh, and you know what? The one thing that really, I'm looking at one. I was like, what on the what in the answer has once that we can do only once. Yeah, I ain't never
I mean,
think about
it's yeah,
replay
yeah,
attacks because none
nonsense.
is
Yeah,
none. If you take the end out, is once.
Yeah, that's
right.
what it means. Number
Yeah.
once. Use
Yeah.
once.
So yeah, replay resistance actually makes sense. Golly.
All right. Which of the following is a cell switching technology?
Mm.
Would that be ATM?
I think it's ATM. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, asynchronous transfer mode is a cell switching technology generally used for WAN connections. So it fragments communications into fixed length 53-bit cells, byte cells, excuse me. The use of fixed length cells allows ATMs to be very efficient and offer a guaranteed bandwidth. So Border Gateway Protocol or BGP is an IP routing protocol used by routers. It allows routers to communicate about the IP networks that they both know about. Frame relay is a frame-based wide area network technology. X.25 is a packet switched wide area network technology. All right, which of the following is a document that defines what type of data to keep, how long to keep it, and how to destroy it?
Wouldn't it be
Mm,
wouldn't it be like classification? No, hold on.
what type of data to
Defines what
keep?
type
What?
of data to
Oh,
keep.
record retention.
Yeah, record retention. That's it.
Yeah, how long to keep it? Yeah, that's going to be a record retention policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some organizations they may require you to keep data for like 5 years or 7 years, whatever the case is, before you're legally allowed to destroy it. Um, yeah, record retention, data retention. Yeah, they define what type of data to keep, the length of the retention, how to maintain it, how to destroy the information when it's no longer needed. Um, yeah, classification, data labeling, so that have more to do with the marking or categorizing an organization's data. But that doesn't tell you anything about how long you should keep the data.
Yeah.
Um, and chain of custody, that's just a procedure um, to for to maintain evidence properly for it to be used in court. All right, so what's another name for the Vernon cipher? Isn't that
One
isn't that
time
the
pad.
yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that a one-time pad?
Yeah, it was one time pad.
Yeah, yeah, we just pretty much did this. Well, not the exact question, but they just asked it in a different way.
Yeah.
All right, and an essential asset that handles the most sensitive data or requires 100% uptime would be best described as what tier of classification?
Mm, oh goodness. Handles the most sensitive types of because what you said time. Oh man.
I have no idea what this is.
Is it tier
I,
zero or
I'm
goes from
gonna
like
get a guess to say tier one, but
I mean, what is this under? Like,
I have no idea.
what is this part of? I don't know. I don't even know what this is.
I don't know if it's domain two or what tier classification would be domain two.
Yeah, but tier of what? Like
Yeah,
you
I
know you have
have.
like
CMI?
SDLC and what is this part of?
Isn't it like the CMMI? Different levels, the tiers?
I mean, if it is, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the ones we like, huh?
I I'm sorry. I'm just
It's either 3 or 0. Huh?
yeah. I honestly had no clue what this was. Nothing stuck out to me. So tier zero is reserved for essential assets. So these are assets that handle sensitive data and are always required to be available. So example would be a router or file server that an entire organization relies on. But
Hold on. Let me
but,
see that
but
reference
what tier?
again.
But what tier?
Let me
I
see
don't
that
I don't quite
reference
understand what is this
again.
part of though.
I could,
Yeah,
102, 103.
I'm gonna mark
Hold
this
on.
for later, but yeah, I don't know what this is from.
That look like, hold on. 102, 103. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll come back. I'm gonna do some research on that one. Yeah, because that one just did not stick out to me at all. All right, all right. Which of the following is the best description of a tape jukebox?
It'd be B, a device that contains multiple backup tapes and rotates them automatically.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, tape jukebox also called a tape library. So that's a device that can load and unload tape backups automatically. This helps reduce the burden of rotating tapes for backup administrators. There's no particular name for a climate control vault. Holding tape media That's essential to store all media, including tapes, in a climate control location. Tape storage is not typically described as high throughput. All right, of the following, which is most likely to be considered an asset? Should be Bravo.
Uh,
Reputation,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
reputation.
intellectual property.
reputation.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You lose that, you're cooked.
yeah.
Equifax.
Right. All right. Acme Incorporated is beginning to design a disaster recovery strategy for its on-premises data center. The company has a limited budget and is willing to accept some downtime during a recovery situation. The CFO and CEO agree that standing up a basic recovery site that Acme Incorporated controls with as little upfront investment as practical is the business requirement. What type of recovery site do you need?
I'm gonna say warm because they said how much time you got? Not a lot, but not a long time.
So they say with little upfront investment as practical.
And they said except some downtime. So I don't know if you would interpret that. You get a long downtime if you
Because
get cold.
I
You
was gonna
gotta.
say cold. That's a long one. I
That's
think
what I'm
warm
saying.
is kind of right in the middle of that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because hot, you
It's like
can't do
a
that. Hot, you're gonna be paying essentially like a duplicate of your.
yeah,
y- So that's gonna be the most expensive. Um, yeah, I think this is warm.
yeah.
Cold
Hot
would be
site be like
too.
you running. You just need the backup data to restore. A
Wow.
cold. See, it said some. See, that's a. Now they said like 7 to 10 days. Then we would have had a better assessment. But it said some. That can be widely misconstrued.
Yeah, cold site empty. I'm not. Well, let me read it for the folks watching. But yeah, cold site empty computer room with environmental facilities, such as the HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, but no computer equipment. So the one we chose warm site. So as computers and communication links already in place, ready to be loaded with data, a compromise between cost and recovery speed rather than optimize for lower cost. Um,
That's a bad question.
I'm looking at this.
It's just
So
not
it said
enough
they have a
information
limited
to be.
budget, willing to accept some downtime. Because cold side is a long downtime. I mean, that takes what, weeks
I mean,
to
that
get that
means you don't
started
even
up.
have a server. You don't have anything to even start with. You just got like a hangar bay or something, just that may have HVAC. You ain't got no servers. You ain't got no interconnects. Nothing.
Cold
Because
site.
I will say I was thinking cold site when um just reading when it says having little upfront investment. Um, but then to your point, Steve, when you mentioned that they're willing to accept some downtime. I'm thinking that's kind of like right in the middle between hot and cold. You're not willing to accept a long stretch, but you're willing to accept some kind of right in the middle. But also you're not, and also with the investment, that's why I'm looking. That's why I rule out hot site because they're not trying to pay that much to maintain it. Um,
Damn.
yeah, I think this one could have been categorized a little better because that sounded more like a warm site to me.
I think they're just being a little bit more clear. Say you can go a week downtime, then like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
cold. But if you say like you can go 24 hours or 48 hours, and like definitely that's a warm site.
right.
Yeah.
All right, credit card size items used for computer or facility access are called what?
Smart cards.
Smart
Smart
cards.
cards. I would look. I would close to say badges, but I was like, nah, it's smart
Oh,
card.
they nearly got you, huh?
Yeah, that would have been like, oh,
Trying to see
nah,
what
it's smart
they.
card.
Yeah. Badges could be the term used for a smart card by employees of the business, but the correct term would be a smart card. So they use it for.
Yeah.
So this is more just they're looking for proper terminology. But people do use that term, by badge, same thing. If anything, I hear badge more than smart card, honestly.
I mean, it's almost interchangeable because, like in the military, our smart card gave us physical access to the RFIDs. So
Mhm. Yeah.
it's almost interchangeable
Oh,
in terms.
hold on, hold on, hold
All right.
on. Let me
Becker
download.
has been tasked with finding a better solution to the problem of users accessing data that they should not have access to. Of the following, which control is the best at stopping unwanted or unauthorized activity?
Um, it looks like it
It's not. It's
is.
not. It's not detective. It's not corrective. This. I think it's
Is
gonna
it
be Delta.
preventative?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be Delta. Yeah. Stopping to what? Yeah. To stop unwanted, or unauthorized activity. The turn is a little bit more passive. Um, Preventive is you're taking a little more. There's a little more action with that. Um, Corrective, that means they already did the action. You're just cleaning it up. Detective, again, that's your essentially you're conducting an investigation, but you're yeah. I eliminate Alpha and Bravo. Yeah, I think this is gonna be Delta. Yeah, yeah. So preventive controls. Yeah, you stop or interrupt unauthorized attempts to gain access. So examples of that, yeah, include IPS or intrusion prevention systems, firewalls, biometrics, man traps, separation duties, encryption, and others. Um, yeah. All right. We're almost done here. I'm gonna take a quick break and to share something about pocket prep. So I used to sit down, study, feel completely overwhelmed, like I didn't even know where to start. I open a book, stare at the material, and just freeze. Now, pocket prep was the first tool that actually helped me break studying into something manageable and gave me a clear starting point. So their app gives me practice questions, feel like the real exam, feedback that actually helps me improve, and tools to keep me motivated. So I'm so excited for this that Pocket Prep just launched a free 30-day study challenge that gives you one small achievable task every day to help you build stronger study habits and learn study techniques. So what I love about this challenge, it doesn't ask you to change your whole life. 5 minutes, one task, and that's it. So by the end, you really understand what study techniques work for you. If you upgrade to VIP, you get access to study groups, a supportive community, and even a free month of Pocket Prep Premium. So now, if you're serious about passing your exam this year, this is where you start. So use my promo code Tallawah, TALLAWAH, and you're going to save $10 on your VIP access. All right. All right, let's finish this up. Maria is an IT manager for a mid-sized manufacturing company. She needs to validate that data backups have not been modified before restoring them. Of the following, what technology will best accomplish this task? She needs to validate a backup not been modified. Oh, wouldn't it be Bravo? I'm thinking SHA-3. Um,
I'm looking at B
yeah. I,
because not been modified is integrity, if
yeah.
anything. And the only
Yeah,
thing I can
it's
think of that
because
has,
it's a hash. A hash used to check integrity.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, so the secure hash algorithm, SHA-3, that's the modern hashing algorithm that can be used to validate a file's integrity. So if the files are modified, the calculated hash will not match the hash value that was calculated when the backup was taken. All right, which of the following best describes a centralized access control concept that allows subjects to be authenticated and access resources across multiple systems?
Wouldn't it be
let's see.
LDAP? Hold on, multiple systems.
Hold on, access control.
A centralized access control concept.
Wouldn't that be single sign-on SSO? You go across multiple systems. Are you log in once and you get access to everything?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's either SSO or SAML. Not, I wouldn't think. No, I
Well,
wouldn't think
SAML is
cover.
a form of single sign-on on the enterprise level, but I think the broader thing it would be single sign-on, in which you can use like
Centralized
Cognito.
access control allows subject to be authenticated and access resources across multiple systems. Why would this not be Delta?
Mm,
Well,
hmm.
again, SAML can be part of single sign-on, but it's specifically at the enterprise level. It's just basically an annotation method, not really not an actual process. It's just it's almost like what do you call it, XML or JSON or YAML. It's just an annotation method. It's not really
I see.
a method.
Yeah. This does sound like single sign-on, but let's see. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So SSO, that's a centralized access control, allows subjects to be authenticated and access resources across multiple systems. So for example, enables users to authenticate by logging into a workstation, then having access to internal resources and even external websites by utilizing the same credentials used to log in to the workstation. All right, which type of network discovery scan opens a full connection with a remote system on a specific port?
Full connection.
once a opens a full connection,
I think it's SendScan
yeah, I want to say sin too.
because access is usually a partial, like it leaving hanging. That's how it
Yeah,
overwhelms the system because you got all these open connections.
and Christmas
Wait. You
scan
you
what it
said
is.
so? You said
Like,
ACK would be a.
Usually use an open connection, a partial. Like
I
you're
thought I
stuck at the
I thought that was sin. I thought that was TCP sin. Like if you keep opening like TCP sin um connections or do sin scans, if you're not finishing, because finishing the process would be ACK, right? You have sin ACK, and then ACK.
maybe maybe you're
Uh,
right. I don't know. You try some. We, we reached 80, so ain't gonna hurt.
opens a full connection with remote.
I'll go with
Dang.
I'll go with sin. I'll go with the sin.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss it between Brawler and Charlie. I'll try it.
It was
Wow, it's
connect.
connect.
Oh goodness.
I wasn't even looking at it.
I was between C and D, but I was like, well, sin probably because it's half open. And ACK is half open too. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
and
makes sense.
that's what I was thinking. So yeah, definitely for Sin, I was thinking that was a half open. Um, yeah. So with Sin Scan, it's half open because it only sends a pack with a Sin flag. Axe, TCP ACK, that's incorrect because yeah, it's also half open. Only sends a pack with the ACK flag set. Xmas Scan, that's not right because it doesn't open a full connection. Instead, it sends a pack with the fin. What was that, push PSH and our urge flag set. So the connect scan that opens a full connection, meaning that the scanner replies with the ACK to complete the three-way. So see, and that's what I was thinking of, but then I had the wrong flag associated with it. Should have been connect, TCP connect. Yeah, so this type of scan usually selected when the user does not have privileges to run half open scans. All right, when discussing the central processing unit architecture, what best describes the role of a register?
Mm,
A.
hey,
Let's address.
That's where you heard
prefer
your
storage for the
binary bit
instruction
set
sets.
process.
Yep. Register temporary storage location located on the CPU used to store instruction sets. So when a CPU executes an instruction set, it loads it from the register. All right. This one's good. I'm gonna go back and read this one. All right. Last one for tonight. Of the following, what is the most effective control at preventing piggybacking or tailgating?
I want to say asset. Well, no, a security. I'll say also a security guard too. It's between the access control card and the security guard. Because security card ain't gonna let you tailgate nor piggyback from a person.
That's
And
not
then I was
true.
looking at asset control card because that won't let you neither. But you have to be the person for it. So I don't know if it's A or D.
I don't think it's alpha.
No, I don't think so
Cause,
either.
cause
Because you can.
someone, cause someone could definitely piggyback. Like, so if we're both walking towards a secure location, secure door. I have my access card. I scan in. You could be right behind me and still follow in, and you don't have an access. You don't have an access control card.
Yeah.
You could definitely, yeah. I don't think I would rule out alpha.
I think it's D.
Yeah.
What
Out of
is
these
AQR?
choices, it would be D. Probably better ones. If you have like
Turnstile.
turnstiles, yeah, turnstiles, man traps,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, but for these
It is.
choices, well, what about retinal scanner? With that,
Nah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's just saying that it's something you are, but even if it's a door that opens up, somebody can still come
somebody
right
can still
behind
walk in.
yeah.
Right, right, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah, they,
going
they can
security
still like
guard.
just kind of same thing with the access control card, right? They can still like just follow in after you authenticate. They could still follow because you still got to open the door, so you still got to go
Uh,
through after you authenticate. So someone could just stay right behind you and walk in as well, or just bone rush you inside.
the most
All right,
effective is a man trap. Is really
right,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but that's the thing too. So, and that's what I was kind of looking for myself. But from what was presented with these choices provided, the best one out of this would be security guard.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. We pass. Yeah.
All right, let's see how we did.
84.
There you
Oh,
go.
80.
80.
Right on the nose.
80.
Oh, I found out on question 20, it is on there. It's examples of access classification.
Which one was?
Um, question 20.
Oh, I'm going back to.
Is
All
that the
right, you
one with the
remember
sensitive
the
data?
the
Yeah, it's called access classification.
for which question? I mean, I know you said I know question 20. Oh,
Yeah,
for the
right there.
tiers.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
So what is it called?
It's called asset classifications. So the most sensitive one are essential, essential tier zero is like essential,
Hmm.
critical, and required to available 1% of the time. So that 100% uptime is the reason for tier zero. Tier one is important but not necessary. Uh, tier two is neither essential nor critical. And then they have significant ones like PCI DSS, PHI, FISMA, and FINRA. So those are the examples of asset classifications and what aspects they have. So examples from tier zero is like database servers, domain controls, file shares, email servers. Tier one is like files, just like environments with critical data, backup systems, something like that, and
Hmm.
like network devices like switches, routers, and firewalls. Tier two is what we do. We have printers, workstations, laptops, mobile phones, and desktops. Tier two is in your lower end. There shouldn't be no tier three on there.
Yeah, there's no tier three.
Yeah. So that's it right
Well,
there.
which book you looking in? Yeah, is that
I'm
the
looking at the CBK.
OSG?
Yeah. No, I'm looking at CBK.
Oh, see. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have that one. I have the all in one and then the official study guide.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
Yeah,
gotta
see
get out of here.
where
I
they get
got
all the information from.
and I will holler at you all later on that. Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Have a
Yeah,
good
we're
one.
done. So,
All right.
yeah, appreciate y'all coming through,
All right.
and appreciate everyone watching. And hope this is helpful in your studies. And we'll be back again next Monday. Have a good night, everyone. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.